Coming up on Unpeeled, SAG-AFTRA is in hot water with their members.
One SU basketball alum is passing the torch to his son.
Students are strutting down the runway in Syracuse.
And a politician is making her way into the theater world? All that and more Unpeeled starts right now.
Welcome to the annual Halloween Spooktacular episode of Unpeeled. I'm Lilly Evans.
And I'm Anastasia Frazier. Now for an update on the new film, The Boy Who Lived.
News outlets recently announced that Daniel Radcliffe is set to executive produce a film about his former stunt double. The documentary will focus on David Holmes, the former gymnast who worked closely with Radcliffe on the set of Harry Potter.
During the filming of The Deathly Hallows Part 1, Holmes suffered a spinal injury that left him paralyzed for life. The documentary titled Holmes, The Boy Who Lived will premiere November 15th on HBO.
And in a shocking reveal, Meryl Streep and her longtime husband Don Gummer announced they have been separated for the last 6 years. The pair would have celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary this year. Streep and Gummer were fairly quiet about their relationship, last appearing publicly together in 2018.
This is not the first celebrity couple to split recently. As we reported last week, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith have secretly been separated as well. And it really raises the question of how celebrities are dealing with having relationships in the spotlight.
Yeah, and speaking of the spotlight, Britney Spears is making headlines yet again with the release of her new memoir, The Woman in Me. The highly anticipated book hit the shelves yesterday and tells Spears' story of her life, from her time as a child star to her becoming a pop sensation, and of course her conservatorship.
The memoir also goes into detail about the pop star's rocky relationship with Justin Timberlake, as well as tales of her interactions with her mentors and fellow celebrities. Spears said, quote, "It's finally time for me to raise my voice and speak out, and my fans deserve to hear it directly from me." I'm really excited to finally hear Britney's side of the story and also learn about how the media skewed certain events that have happened in her life. I know we were talking earlier about how we're both excited to read the memoir, and one of the things I'm most excited to hear about her point of view from is the seemingly her interview with Diane Sawyer, and she kind of gives her take on that. What are you thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. I know we were talking about that infamous Diane Sawyer interview. It was something along the lines of, Spears called it humiliating because Diane Sawyer was talking about these provocative photos of Britney Spears that were featured in a magazine, but that's always been her brand, you know, that's kind of something that she stands for. But yeah, like you said, I'm definitely very interested to see how she tells the story of what's been happening the past few years, because fans have honestly just been left in the dark.
Oh, they definitely have been, and I'm excited to see how she's finally able to use her voice to heal not only her family wounds, but also her personal wounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I heard that Michelle Williams, who is an Oscar nominee, is reading the audiobook, so that's
exciting too.
Very awesome. A clip of it has already gone viral, which is nuts. But in other celebrity news, on Thursday, Jon Bon Jovi was announced the 2024 Music Cares Person of the Year. The Livin' on a Prayer singer founded the Jon Bon Jovi Soul Foundation to provide food, housing, and job training programs to those in need.
The rock star will be recognized at the Los Angeles Convention Center for his remarkable philanthropic work. He will be acknowledged with both a ceremony and a tribute concert on February 2nd, just nights before the 66th Annual Grammy Awards. In a social media response video, Bon Jovi showed his excitement for the event and how he's excited to not only get to be with other performers, but to do different renditions of their songs.
Yeah, I know a lot of other people have won this award, a lot of very esteemed, acclaimed musicians. We were talking earlier, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, all these cool people, so it's amazing that Bon Jovi is finally getting added to this list.
And I'm curious to see also how this might affect the Grammys. They're coming up this 2 days later after the event, so it's going to be interesting to see if that has any sway, and I'm sure he's really excited, and the whole band seems excited too.
Absolutely, and I mean, tying it back to Syracuse a little bit, I know it was big in at least our little sphere of news not too long ago that Jon Bon Jovi's son went to Syracuse, and in light of his engagement with Millie Bobby Brown, which is like crazy, but he was here, being one of us, humble beginnings. And now his dad is doing cool stuff.
Maybe we can get his dad to come back and perform here after he's done with the Music Cares.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
For sure, for sure. Well, in other news, this week, SAG-AFTRA released guidelines regarding appropriate Halloween costumes for its members. The new rules state that actors must wear generic costumes rather than dress as specific characters from recent movies and shows. This comes after a recent round of failed negotiations between the union and the studios.
The decision to restrict costumes has been criticized by many A-list stars. Actress Mandy Moore posted on her Instagram story saying, quote, "Is this a joke? This is what's important?" In response to the backlash, SAG announced it will not be backing off of its rules. And a lot of other celebrities spoke out about this too, including Ryan Reynolds. He kind of made a joke about, can his kid dress up for Halloween? And SAG-AFTRA clarified that the rules do not apply to the actors' children, so they're allowed to wear what they want. But this kind of comes after the break that the studio had with negotiations with the union, and now as of yesterday, they are back in communication together, trying to figure out a way that streamers can give equal pay to the actors as well. But this news was kind of shocking.
Kind of shocking for sure. Yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, I know you mentioned celebrities are kind of taking to social media to voice their concerns and confusion about this. I know the former SAG-AFTRA president took to Instagram and was like, literally, no one cares what anyone wears for Halloween. Like, verbatim, that is what she said. And I think it's true. They kind of have bigger problems to focus on than Halloween. And I know a lot of people, Barbie, Oppenheimer, those are costumes that I'm sure people wanted to wear, and now they can't do it
definitely
anymore,
and although some celebrities might not be in costume this year, we here at Unpeeled are tonight.
We here at Unpeeled will always be in costume every Halloween. But when we return, our very own sports reporter Lilly Northrup joins us in studio to discuss a volleyball team's unexpected success.
And music reporter Alana Epstein is live at Landmark Theater to tell us about how Syracuse may be in for a magic carpet ride. Stay with us, you won't want to miss it.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
A familiar face for Syracuse basketball was back in town. Nebraska women's volleyball is unstoppable, and the MLB World Series is here. All that and more, our sports reporter Lillian Northrup is here for an update in the sports world. Lillian, what you got for us?
Thanks, Anastasia. Welcome back to the spookiest edition of This Week in Sports. I'm Troy Bolton. An exciting visit to Syracuse last week. NBA champion and Syracuse basketball legend Carmelo Anthony was here with his son Kyan. Like father, like son, Kyan was having his official visit to consider playing for our men's basketball team. Kyan ranked in the top 50 nationally as a junior from Long Island. I can imagine it was a full circle moment there as he did his first photo shoot in the Carmelo K. Anthony Center here on campus. Cuse fans are for sure looking for the torch to be carried down. From one court to the other, Las Vegas Aces are once again and WNBA champions. It's the first WNBA team in over 2 decades to do so. A'ja Wilson with double digits in 2 categories, 24 points and 16 rebounds. She led Vegas to the win, and the team celebrates big time. Just as I was saying last week, there could be an underdog World Series, and there sure will be. The Rangers and the Diamondbacks are facing off in the 2023 MLB World Series. Texas Rangers, 5th ranked in the playoffs, takes on the 2nd seed Houston Astros in 7 games. The Rangers sent them home, and the Arizona Diamondbacks, ranked 6th in the bracket, made it to Game 7, and they'll meet the Rangers in the series as well. Game 1 of the 2023 MLB World Series will take place this Friday, hosted by the Rangers. And to wrap up this week in sports, we saw a thriller just in time for Halloween. Nebraska women's volleyball went to 5 sets against the #1 seed in the country, Wisconsin, to win and take that top team label for themselves. Nebraska is now 19-0. Not one team has been able to beat them. It's spooky season for NCAA volleyball, with Nebraska bringing the fright. That's all for Halloween-themed sports segment. I hope to see you so soon for another update on This Week in Sports. Over to you, Lily.
Thank you, Lillian. You are just the best, a joy to watch. Well, this month alone, we've seen big names like Boogie with the Hoodie and Joe Gatto here in Syracuse, but there's some more big events happening. Our music reporter Alana Epstein is live right now at the Landmark Theater to tell us more. Alana?
Thank you so much, Lily. Now, I am so excited to share with you that this Friday, October 27th, Lady A will be performing right here behind me at the Landmark Theater here in Syracuse. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Lady A is, but just in case you don't, I'll tell you a little bit about them. They have 7.4 million monthly listeners on Spotify and around 1.6 million followers on Instagram. They're pretty popular, but if you don't know them from those statistics, you definitely will know them from their songs, Just a Kiss, What If I Never Get Over You, and of course my favorite, pretty basic, but Need You Now. Now, Dave Barnes will be opening up the show here in Syracuse, and they've been on tour performing all over the country, but after their show here in Syracuse, they have one more show in Washington, D.C. before they take a break until December. Now, the band, which consists of Hillary, Charles, and Dave, just put out a new song on September 22nd called Love You Back, so they're still releasing new music, which is really exciting. But guess what? Lady A is actually not the only performance you can see here at the Landmark Theater. There are a ton of shows coming up in the next few months and also in the next year, so I'll tell you a little bit about that. First up, we have Disney's Aladdin Live, the musical. That will be taking place right here behind me from November 8th to November 12th. There will also be a Queen tribute shortly after that, and looking into December, comedian and actor Jerry Seinfeld and violinist Lindsey Sterling will be performing here, and looking all the way into next semester, Matt Rife and Scott McCreery will also be coming to perform here. So as you can see, there are a lot of really great and exciting performances happening here, but in the meantime, I'm preparing for this concert on Friday. I know I will be there, and if you still want to get last minute tickets, you can get your tickets for Lady A on landmarktheater.org. The show is at 7:30 p.m. I'm really looking forward to it. That's all I've got right now. Reporting live from the Landmark Theater in Syracuse, New York, Ilana Epstein, CitrusTV. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Alana. The African Student Union showcased their most fashionable outfits on the runway this past week, and our very own Maura Vaughn and Ryan Cognew are here to tell us all about the event. Guys?
Let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family.
Yeah!
I thought you were on my team.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care.
For the weekend, the fashion runway hit the 315 with the African Student Union and Fashion and Design Society collaborating to create Afrique, a look into the future of Africa through clothing and designs. Our Syracuse events reporter Maura Vaughn and our lifestyle reporter Ryan Cognew got the chance to give Unpeelers a great inside look.
Over the weekend, African Student Union, in collaboration with fashion and design students, created multiple clothing lines depicting Africa in a futuristic way. This event presented African cultures across the continent with unique patterns, symbolism, and eye-catching pieces in a runway experience with a deeper meaning.
Africa is more modern than a lot of people think on their own, so I feel like this, through the clothing, through the way we walk, through what we have going, I feel like it's a direct representation of Africa as a whole, because I think Africa is way, like as I said, way more advanced than people originally presume. I've always been proud about who I am, you know, I'm half Ghanaian, but I feel more proud.
I was definitely asked by friends. I have a few friends who are actually on the executive board for the African Student Union. And it's always been something I've been interested in because I'm a first generation college student. Just connected with my roots because my family's from Ghana and that's my homeland. This is actually my third year doing it with ASU. I did it my freshman year, my junior year, which was last year, and now my senior year, my last ride. I'm willing to go out with a bang.
Fashion wasn't the only talent on display Saturday night, with a dance routine and a song performance, along with a chance for audience members to show off their outfits, which elevated this performance to be a night for the community.
I always come. Every year I've come, and then I just have some friends in ASU or modeling also. So I've done dance. That's the furthest I've done. I've performed a little bit, but I've never just like walked in front of a big audience before, so it's a little nerve-wracking.
Students can be on the lookout for future events from the African Student Union by following SU_ASU.
Thank you both for the great recap of what looks like an amazing event. And joining me actually in studio tonight is our very own Syracuse events reporter, Maura Vaughn, and our lifestyle reporter, Ryan Cognew. Thank you guys for being with me here tonight. That was incredible to look at. Let's get right into it. We have so much to discuss. Ryan, you've actually modeled in this show 2 years. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about what that experience has been like for you?
I would be so proud. So being a part of the African Student Union, especially modeling. Last year I was a sophomore and the theme was Bridgerton, a royal affair. It's an honor because having that experience to showcase the royal part of, let's say, the African fashion is such an honor. And also this year, Afrique, reflecting something that is not just in modern day, but is historical, the Afrique theme, and also looking into the future. It's an opportunity for Syracuse students to showcase their African pride. It gives them a space where they're uplifted on this campus, and also to show the world that these things are not just something that deal with, I don't know, just Africa, but here in America, it's an opportunity for you to be diverse and show how you are valued and how you can be proud of who you are.
Thank you, Ryan. That was beautiful. And Maura, a quick question for you. So if students wanted to get more involved with the African Student Union, how can you encourage students to get involved? Where should they be looking for information?
Absolutely. I mean, first you would go to Syracuse, SU_ASU, but I think you would definitely take a look at all the events they put on. I mean, you have Afrique, a wonderful fashion show, but that's not the only fashion show they put on. They put on Rip the Runway, which is like basically their Met. I mean, I'm talking all the lights, the fashion. It is such a fun event. It looks like they had it back in 2021. I'm hoping to see it again, and it looks like it's such an engaging night for all of the audience members as well. And I mean, there's another event that I would think people should look out for, which is Miss Africa in the spring semester, which kind of, if you're into pageants, it seems like a super fun event.
That sounds like a blast. I'm so excited to check it out. And Ryan, which other unpeeler, other than yourself, of course, do you think could rip the runway?
Oh, that's a hot take.
Good one.
I definitely think Lilly would be great. She definitely got the legs to make that walk, and I think Ricky and Cam could do great poses for that show.
Okay,
so
guys, we gotta get some videos for that later. We'll practice.
Show?
Okay.
Unpeeled fashion show.
Unpeeled fashion show.
Absolutely.
Look out for it. Well, thank you both so much for taking us down the runway. We have a lot of talent here at Unpeeled, but moving from the runway to the stage, a big production is coming to Broadway, and our very own Aman Madi is here to tell us about it when we return.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
The Broadway world has always brought Hollywood actors onto the stage, but now they're stepping some new faces behind the scene. Here to discuss a new show produced by a politician and a human rights activist is our very own Broadway beat reporter, Aman Mahdi.
Thanks, Anastasia. The educator and the administrator come together for an unforgettable production of fun, laughs, education, and yes, believe it or not, dance. Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala Yousafzai and former United States Secretary of State Hillary Clinton joined the production of the musical Suffs. This musical is coming to the stage this spring. Short for suffragist, the show takes you back in time to 1913, a pivotal moment for women's rights. Shayna Taub's musical portrays the history of the fight for women's rights to vote in the early 20th century. Suffs premiered off-Broadway in spring of 2022 at the Public Theater. It has since then evolved into a huge hit, premiering on Broadway on Thursday, April 18th. And now, Hillary Clinton and Malala Yousafzai join the crew. Both of these accomplished women are known for their continued political work and activism for women's rights. From the Malala Fund to the Arkansas Educational Standards Committee, the undying support for women's education and rights from these two is simply unmatched. The lead producers have high hopes for these two joining the team, saying, quote, "As powerful role models, they each inspire millions around the globe in their rigorous fight for equality, and we are honored to have such profoundly dedicated and courageous advocates supporting us on Broadway." Both responded with excitement to the idea of bringing the fight for women's rights to the stage, where Hillary said it rightly belongs. She's definitely right about that. I mean, anything produced by Clinton or Malala, I am 100% seeing. I don't know about you guys, but both of them have already written books, so they already have some experience, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Aman. I'm definitely going to have to make the drive to the city to see what they have in store for us. But not before I go home to catch up on a personal favorite series of mine. That's right, Bravo is premiering 2 of their famous Real Housewives show, and here to tell us everything we need to know, or possibly steal our Christmas, is our reality TV reporter, Ricky Potts. Ricky, I love this. It makes me laugh, obviously. I love it. Always naughty, which is very true for you.
That's okay.
I mean, am I wrong?
I mean, our first Q&A was so good, they had to bring us back, right?
They did.
Let's do this.
We killed it too much. We got it. All right. Ricky, I know there's a lot of spicy content coming soon. So with that, let's start with what the show actually premiering right now. What can you tell us about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
I know, it's crazy. I think they're trying to compete with Unpeeled or something. They're going on right now. It's wild.
Right.
But in all seriousness, before I can get into this season, I have to go back to last season, because on the finale, Kathy Hilton, she had like a crazy meltdown. It was wild. She was throwing stuff, tears, the whole nine.
The whole thing.
Because like throughout the entire season 5 last season, she kind of was feeling betrayed by her sister Kyle, because throughout the entire season she was having some issues with another co-star, Lisa Rinna, and that wasn't going well towards the end. And so now that she's leaving and Diana's also leaving, and Lisa, they're bringing in a newcomer, Anne-Marie Wiley. She's a nurse anesthesiologist from Canada, and she's coming on the show, and next week is going to premiere at 8 p.m. on Bravo Peacock on the next day.
All right, well, we're definitely going to have to watch that after Unpeeled, because
because they're going head to head. Yeah, they're going head to head. It's not cool.
Well, Unpeeled will always win for us, obviously. All right, so we talked about the Real Housewives of Beverly. Now let's go down to South Beach. What can we expect from Miami?
It's Miami. I don't know if it's going to be crazier than Beverly Hills given what happened last season, but it's still going to be a really fun season. The show actually was on exclusively on Peacock for seasons 4 and 5. Now it's going to be on season 6 this year. And Lisa Hochstein is separating from her husband Lenny. He was spotted with, get this, a 27-year-old model in Miami Beach. Like, I don't know how that happens, why that happened, but that's going to be a whole storyline in and of itself during this season. And also, Gertie Abrera, she's recovering from her battle with breast cancer over this past year. She actually had her last round of chemotherapy back in September, and she posted a whole thing about it. She was very happy. We're all very happy for her. So glad to have her back on the season. And for this season, it's going to also premiere at 9 p.m. on Bravo, so come next week, it's going to be back-to-back Real Housewives.
Oh, I love that. Nothing better than that. Well, thank you, Ricky. Now, don't worry, the spooky surprises aren't over yet. We'll be back in 2 minutes on Peelers.
Place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back on Peelers. It's only appropriate to end this spooktacular episode by talking about Halloween movies that have been released this month. The Exorcist Believer, Pet Sematary, Bloodlines, and Totally Killer were all released on October 6th. Last night, Night of the Hunted debuted in theaters as well.
And we still have one more movie to look forward to this month. On Friday, Five Nights at Freddy's is being released after it was in development for nearly a decade. We polled our Unpeeled group me about which movie everyone was most excited for, and Five Nights at Freddy's won in a landslide. Now, Anastasia, I don't know, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm so excited for Pet Sematary. I'm like a huge Stephen King fan, love all of his books, and they actually made a Pet Sematary movie a while back, but it wasn't very good, so I'm interested to see if this one's going to be better.
I feel like just from the responses that we're getting already from people online that it's going to be a really good film. I'm excited. I actually did vote for the one that won the most in our Unpeeled group me, Five Nights at Freddy's. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be just a completely different element, and like people kind of already know what the game's about.
I haven't seen Five Nights at Freddy's ever. Is that bad?
No.
I think we need to all have a watch party because I haven't seen it.
I think so too. Well, which are your favorite Halloween movies normally?
Oh gosh, I mean, okay, I love the classic Disney movies.
That's me too.
Halloween Town,
and
Twitches. We were talking.
Those are our two favorites.
Like
those are
Casper, Coraline, like all of those cuties. Spooky the Square Pumpkin
movies. Oh my gosh, Spookly!
My favorite.
Love him. Those characters, incredible. Their songs, the best. If you haven't seen it, guys, go watch it. You're missing out.
You can never be too old for that.
Oh no, never.
It's just the absolute best. Okay, what was your favorite childhood costume?
Supergirl. I did it like 3 years in a row.
Okay, but I love it. I love it. I was a zombie. But now, before we scare ourselves, unfortunately, that is all the time we have with you for tonight on Unpeeled.
And thank you for watching and tuning in. Make sure to follow us on our socials at Unpeeled_Syracuse on Instagram and at CitrusTVE on X. I'm Anastasia Frazier.
And I'm Lily Evans. We'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. From all of us at Unpeeled, have a frightful night, ghouls and gals.